Let's just go right there to the Cowboys, Dalton. With Patrick Surtain versus J.C. Horn, is that what you're feeling it's going to come down to right now tonight with the Cowboys at 10, or were you intrigued by that New England Stephon Gilmore talk as they were talking with a team in the top 10? We couldn't figure out who else it could be besides Dallas. Gilmore makes sense to Jerry as a win-now player. You move back 5 spots. Would you feel comfortable with who you could get at 15 while picking up Gilmore and whatever other compensation from New England? Set us up for tonight and your feelings right now as of this morning.
Yeah, so I mean, I actually think that the Dallas Cowboys are interested, and I've heard, I've nothing to confirm this, but I've heard that they are more interested in the other cornerback, J.C. Jackson, which makes a lot more sense for the Dallas Cowboys. He's 25 years old. He had 9 interceptions last year. Ooh. He will be going into the last year of his deal. I believe he was tendered this year by the New England Patriots. I think if it's going to be a trade back, it's going to be for J.C. Jackson and not Stephon Gilmore. But I do like the options that are going to be there at 15. I would make the trade back to 15 and hopefully pick up a second-round pick from them as well. But I just don't know if there's going to be as many trades as we kind of think that there will be because of all of the unknown that goes on with this draft in particular. Overall, though, I mean, it's going to be really hard for the Cowboys to screw this thing up.
It is.
Reset us on the differences in your mind and your preference between Surtain and J.C. Horn.
Yeah, so it's funny. I actually went through and finished all my numerical grading, and Patrick Surtain ended up as my 5th-ranked overall prospect. And I was kind of surprised by that when I actually went through it all. But I think it's just because he's so solid at everything. And he's one of the most intelligent zone defenders that I've ever seen. And I know I've talked about this before. And when you're really elite at one or a couple of things, that route recognition, processing, it can kind of elevate you in my grading scales. And so I think that's kind of what happened. And honestly, if it weren't for the injury to Greg Newsome, he probably would have graded higher than J.C. Horn as well. I really like J.C. Horn, and I like the top, 4 or 5 corners in this draft class. But I think if Patrick Surtain is there and you don't have a trade back option, I'm 100% fine with that selection.
How would he rate next to Okudah, who everybody loved last year off the Lions?
Yeah,
and disappointed.
Okudah was a different dude, man. He was so clean at everything at the college level. And it's really interesting to see him struggle in his first year, but that just goes to show that no matter how good you are in college, the NFL draft and pro football is not a sure thing. That goes for Kyle Pitts, that goes for Trevor Lawrence. It doesn't matter who you are. You are not just going to, by default, succeed at the next level.
Dalton Miller, NFL draft analyst for the morning show, runs our Twitch. Dallas Fan Cam is live and active here on Shan and RJ. We talk about it being hard for them to screw things up. What are some worst-case scenarios where we're sitting there at 10 and we're like, oh, no, we were not expecting that to happen? What are some of those worst-case scenarios for the Cowboys?
I mean, I think there's only 2 realistic ones for the Dallas Cowboys. It's Kwity Paye, the edge rusher from Michigan, if they were to take him for some reason. And the second one is Micah Parsons for me. Micah Parsons, listen, and I know Brad Sham loves him as just strictly the player. He is my linebacker 1. He has a first round grade. He's a top 15 player for me on my board, but I'm not with the off-field concerns and him being a linebacker and him, kind of lacking the coverage snaps in college. I don't feel great about that projection that high in the first round.
I love hearing you say that. Now Brad saved himself by saying he would take a wide receiver, but I was ready to ship him where we ship Mickey after that comment. Okay, that was just god-awful.
No comment.
All right, what about the linemen? Because I'm going corner and then offensive linemen that I would be thrilled with. Sewell and Slater. Would you be thrilled with either one, and how do you see them fitting?
Yeah, so Slater, like you said, got the Raising Cane's endorsement, which is interesting. He is a Texas kid, so that makes sense. But I'll tell you what, he's a great fit for the Cowboys because he can come in. He has that guard experience, so he can come in, play guard right away. And then eventually when your left tackle gets hurt, and your left tackle will get hurt this year because that's what he does. And I love Tyron Smith, but he can't stay healthy. He can slide on out to the outside. And, guys, Connor Williams is fine as a starter at left guard. He's not a plus starter, but he is an above replacement level starter at the NFL level.